Hello! What do you say today we have a look at a couple of Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy gloves. One is a Nightmare on Elm Street replica Freddy glove from Trick or Treat Studios. As you can see that. I know it's probably been done already, but I haven't done it, and I haven't done a comparison on the other one that I'm about ready to present, which is the Rubies Freddy Krueger. I think they call this the Supreme Edition Replica Metal Glove. You see, to me, either box is, yeah, well, the Trick or Treat Studios box is a little bit better. It is a window box. Let me get this Rubies out of the way. You can see you got the pattern of the sweater on the inside sleeve there, and you have a window to see the glove. Not much here in the way of the box other than some information about the manufacturer and a licensing. Trick or Treat Studios, a couple slashes on the box. Set this aside. And this box, very flimsy box on the Rubies, but you know, to me, much better artwork. And I think this glove has been out for some years now. Let's see if I can find a year on this. No, not seeing a year. But I believe this glove has been out for quite a while. So what our goal is to actually do is to get inside here and have a look at these gloves side by side. Again, both of these are metal gloves, and I have heard rumors that the actual glove itself is kind of cheap. So we're going to take this over to the work table and have a look. Alright, what do you say we take a moment and get these out of the box, and we will be right back. Alright, now the first one we've unboxed is the Trick or Treat Studios. And I swear it felt much heavier inside the box. Well, I guess that's kind of a no-brainer, because you have a lot more material, such as the box. You can see they replicated that break in that index finger blade. And they do have this discoloration here, this red coloration. That is present in the movie. This is a leather glove, a very thin cowhide glove though. And I watched a review, maybe 2 reviews on this. People complaining about the positioning of these finger loops here at the very end. I guess at certain points your fingers don't catch these. They have these little foam protectors on the ends because I'm guessing they're sharp. After all, this says 18 plus. Age is 18 plus. Everything seems to be, I mean, it's good, got good solid rivets in there. And what do you say we slide it on and have a look at me getting this on? Not exactly easy. A lot of things going on here. And I'm looking at this glove that's completely cut up like this. I wanted to say maybe they shouldn't have cut this glove up 9 ways a Sunday like this, because look at this. Because I think each hand is different, and I think they should let the end user cut this glove up, you know, because look at this. I mean, they cut these things so close to the tips of the fingers that when you go to squeeze your finger, that's going to want to come out. And here is a tightener. It should just pull to tighten, or not. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there you can see a problem. My hand, it's an average size hand, but you can see how it's not catching when you go to, well, I mean, I guess you could modify it if you have a welder or even a torch. You could heat this up and kind of bend it back a little bit. But it's not exactly a comfortable glove to wear because you're constantly worrying about this pinky falling out of this knuckle and the index finger. Now, so I've opened it up all the way, and it just, see, look at this index finger here. It's barely hanging on. I'm trying to get the glove a little higher on my hand, but more frustration feeling than confidence. I suppose if you really want to wear this as a prop, you're going to have to do some work on it, because for me, this is not comfortable. This is just, if I have to grab this like this each time to get it sitting comfortably on my hands, that is kind of a deal breaker for me. And so now I've opened up my hands all the way, and now I vote no confidence in this finger grabbing this knuckle joint on its way back in. Well, it did, but I think you get the point. It's not perfect, but yet it will seem to slide back up there. Now, if you can get this glove to sit way up here on your hand like this, pulls the whole armature back towards your elbow, and each time that feels good. But as you can see, I'm holding the top of the glove, holding it taut towards the elbow, and that feels really good. But letting go of that, because of all the weight of the metal, wants to slide down, and the weakest point being the glove, obviously. It's going to want to do that slide forward every time, slide that way, which your natural inclination is to get that and grab that glove back, because you can feel it in your fingertips that it's off. Other than that, it looks good. The metal looks good. The discoloration is okay. I just think they cut this glove up way too much. They should have left that for the end user, and you could kind of modify that yourself. I suppose you could put a new glove in here, but you got a couple of rivets that you have to contend with, and I think that's the only two rivets you have to contend with. So let's move on and look at the Rubies glove. All right, right away, this glove is probably twice the weight as the Trick or Treat Studio glove. And I do mean that. You can hear it clunk, you know, that. And there's a lot more metal here. And again, I don't know how accurate it is to the movie. You can see that these knuckle rings here, much thicker. We'll go through the side-by-side comparisons here in a couple minutes. See, now, I was misled because I was told, oh, that's a piece of crap glove. No, that's actually pigskin. So it's an actual pigskin glove. Supreme Freddy metal glove. Nightmare on Elm Street license tag right there. And I'm noticing that there are quite a few more rivets in this glove. And we will go through that in a side-by-side comparison in a moment. Just what I mean by that is on Trick or Treat Studio gloves, it's riveted at this point, these 3 points here. Whereas this glove seems to be riveted all the way across too, holding the glove more firmly in place in unison with the metal armature. So what do you see? What do you see? What do you say we try to get this one on like we got the other glove on? I don't know. But that was much easier. And one thing I can tell you right now is I feel this one should be a little further up here. And this one feels much better on this particular prop. But a lot of sloppiness here. I guess I'm just complaining. But it's good to have both gloves. Yeah, this one feels like this should be a little bit further back this way. So you could really... Is there a tightener on this, or is this just for looks? I don't know. Maybe that's just for looks. And this glove, this tag can be tucked in here. If you're actually going to use this, you can... that's actually a nice pigskin glove. Probably not movie accurate, but boy, it feels better in your hand. It's almost like a garden glove, a pigskin garden glove. And of course, the blades are much thicker, so they're not as accurate, movie accurate. And of course, there are no points, whereas you saw on the previous glove, which was the Trick or Treat Studios glove, that they have those foams tips on there. Well, because those blades are obviously sharper. This one doesn't have the genuine... Well, that's a heavy finger right there. It wants to fall. But that's a workout for your hand. However, overall, this glove feels better on your hands. You know, more substantial. And it just seems to fit better. And again, you're going to have to carry this around because it's, you know, you got to think about that because it is a much heavier glove. However, the overall action, it seems to fit better. And I think the secret really is in the glove of how you don't have to fight to keep your fingers inside the glove itself because Rubies hasn't cut giant holes. They chose to cut the fingertip off. So you're not trying to mindfully keep your finger in a tip that has a hole right next to it. This just feels better overall. It really does. And the metal is much thicker on this glove. Again, probably not movie accurate, but far more substantial than the Trick or Treat Studio gloves. And there's an elephant in the room here, and we're going to get to that next. All right, before we really go through some of the differences on these gloves, you could see right away visually which one is more movie accurate, and that would be the Trick or Treat Studios. So if that's what you're going for, that whole look, you know, this is probably your glove. If you're going to wear one of these, as far as cosplay goes, I would have to say this is your glove because it just fits better. The action in your hand, it's not a bear to get on and off. You know, again, you don't have to contend with stabbing anybody with these points because they're kind of blunt. They're very round. But it's a little heavier. That being said, as well as it fits, that kind of counters that. That kind of negates that point. This glove is an all-day affair. What I mean is you're going to be adjusting this glove constantly because it's not going to fit right on your hands. It doesn't feel good. You know, every time you squeeze and let go, your finger wants to fall out of these holes. And that's really a bear. Just flipping it over, you can see how much more comfortable this glove is going to be than that one. But they're both not without their issues. And you can see there's 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 that holds this glove on. And on Trick or Treat Studios glove, there's only 3 here. That's it. That's all you get. None up there around the knuckles. Well, on the Rubies, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right across all 4 knuckles, they riveted the glove to the metal. And I'm telling you, that makes a huge difference because this glove, they want to go two different ways. The weight of the metal wants to slide it forward and drag the glove with it. So you're constantly pulling back towards your elbow to get this back on your hands. Whereas this one, because of they're all more of a married unit with 7 rivets in that glove, the glove doesn't want to slide off your hand. So it fits very well, you know. And as you're walking around, if you just keep your fingers, you know, bent a little bit, it'll keep it up there really nice. And this is a much heavier glove, much thicker metal. And again, probably more movie accurate. But as far as usability throughout the day, I think I'd have to rather deal with the weight of this glove and the comfortability of it, of how it fits, than having that nagging pulling all day long where, you know, I don't know, tomatoes and tomatoes. Now, the elephant in the room that we talked about. Price range. I don't know what this thing was originally. I think it was $60, $59.99 right here on this guy. And this one I think retails for $199.99. So $200, $60, $200. I think the better value, if you're going to use this in cosplay, is your Rubies glove, because you can use it and without modifying the glove or anything. Yeah, you can still dirty this glove, but there's no rhyme or reason how they dirty this glove up. They just kind of black splattered the paint. Not much there, but as far as usability goes, this is the glove. $60. Full disclosure, I got this with a 20% coupon at Spirit. So whatever that is, 20% off of $60. That's what I paid for that. So far less than $60. This one here I got after Halloween on closeout too, and I think I paid $160 for that. If I probably shopped around, I probably could have got it a little cheaper, but I don't know that for sure. But as far as looks go, if this is just going to be on display on a hand, a mannequin hand or something, I think this is the one. If you really want to, enjoy the movie prop quality of this, then this is probably the one. But if you're going to use this for a Halloween costume or cosplay or whatever, either one of these gloves, I think I would have to say this is the one. This is probably a 2.5 pound glove. This is probably a 1 pound glove. Yeah, and they're both metal construction. But, yeah, there you are. Sometimes making things thicker and more substantial is probably cheaper in the long run than it is getting that fine-tuned detail in something that's more movie prop accurate. But it's just as far as usability goes, I'd have to say the Rubies glove, well, that's the glove. You want to use it. Because you don't want to hurt anybody. And there's no points on here. It's very blunt. And there's no, it's very thick, as you can see. You can see how thin these blades are. Oh, here's one more thing. You see, this was broken in the movie, and it was repaired. And yeah, I guess you saw that in a screenshot or two. But that is missing here. And, but again, that doesn't bother me. The idea is, this is Freddy's glove. Yeah, I don't need all the paint detail and the breaks in the blades and all of that to know that this is a Freddy's glove. Again, if you don't want to break the bank and you want a prop glove, I would say Rubies is a good choice. It seems like a lot more metal there. And I will quickly tell you that I think the rivet quality is better on the Trick or Treat Studios. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll whip out.